Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Doys and welcome back to Skybees. In the last episode, we were, well, trying to get animals. Specifically, we were trying to get chickens. And the way we did that was making a portal to the Alfheim and making these Cocoons of Caprice, which we're actually going to make two more for reasons that will be clear soon. So yeah, we kind of sprinted through all of Britannia, getting Terra Steel from the terrestrial agglomeration plate and making a portal to Alfheim, powering it up, getting some Elementium, plus we needed Dragon Stones, no, Pixie Dust, for the Cocoons. And yeah, that is pretty much where we're at. So I went through 4 Cocoons and ended up getting 2 cows, a llama, and a rabbit, who is no longer here. Now, I don't really care about the llama, but the cows are kind of useful. We can make a cow farm to get a bunch of leather, and that would be useful. So, you know what, let's just make a quick... there's a gate. We can get a dark oak oak fence. Do we have any... We have walls that will work. And then do we have any wheat lying about? I think we should in here. And I just want to get the cows out into a place where we can start breeding them up. And leather is going to be really important just so that we can get access to things like what's it called? Books. Books is the important thing. So let's just do something like this. It is odd numbered, or even numbered rather. That is not good. So let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that'll work. That is odd numbered. It is a little bit better. So let's just bust this wall and get the cows. Okay, bust this wall too, and get the cows to come over here. You can come on in. Come on over here. No, come over here. Hey, Mr. Cow, Miss Cow, whoever you are. There we go. And the llama, we don't need. We can get a little bit of leather from llamas, but don't really care about llamas. So we're going to fill this back in, and we're going to set down a couple more cocoons. Now, this time, though, we're going to do something different. We're going to feed the cocoons a bunch of emeralds. And I don't know how many, but we're just going to go with as many as we can. And that should guarantee us, you know, it looks like it's 20 emeralds. That should guarantee us that we'll get something different. And that's the plan. So while that is doing its thing, we need to prepare a little bit. And what I need to prepare is just a single composter. And yeah, honestly, I would like a lectern. Lecterns would be nice to have. And if I can spell it correctly. Okay, it is also just some slabs, and then we are going to need a few other things. Some wood, some sugar cane, which I believe we have in here, and let's just take that out completely. Take that out, and I would like how can we grow these in those? Is it sand? Yes. So let's just grab some sand, which we should have. Just one. Thank you. And then we're gonna just get a bunch of sugar canes going because that is useful. And then we're just gonna need a bunch of books. 3 books to be exact. And then we get some wood. We can make our bookshelf, and then we can turn that into a lectern. And those are both going to be very important. So, well, one of them have hatched, and the other one. So we have villagers. Now, unfortunately, they are a little young, so we can't trade with them yet. But villagers are going to be how we get access to not only the incake, but arrows and all that kind of stuff. So I can get rid of those for now. We're going to go ahead and put this stuff in here. And then we're going to take our string back. We shouldn't need any more cocoons for now. Eventually we might want to make a few more. Maybe we want to get some chickens. You know, maybe we... Oh, I don't know. Maybe we want to get some pigs. I don't know that that'd be useful. Sheep could be useful for wool, but for the most part, doesn't really matter too much. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait for a bit until those guys grow up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build, I think just some like holding cells for the villagers, and it's going to require some minecarts and all that kind of stuff, or maybe we'll try using boats. I don't know. I don't know what's going to be the best way to do this, but basically we need to get those separated, and then eventually, if we want to, we can have a villager breeder, get a bunch of villagers, and do all that kind of stuff. It's going to do 2 things for us. One is, obviously, we're going to be able to get a farmer, and hopefully we'll be able to get some cake. That is the hope anyways. But the other thing we can actually do with the villagers is experience. We can get a bunch of experience with them. So we're gonna use these guys to their fullest potential and go from there. And I might actually just temporarily, honestly, I could always make their little homes in here. Like so. And we'll just put a torch there. Actually, we'll just put torches there and there. And this will be their stations, which I realize until they grow up they can get out of that. We'll put their stations down and we'll just do something in there. So I'm going to wait for those guys to grow up and try to get some stuff together so that we can work towards going to the end and defeating the dragon today, and getting an Elytra so that we can get more Elytras. And we're going to be using our jetpack for that. But we'll get there. So I'll be back once those guys have grown up and we can start doing some trading and go from there. Alright, so the villagers have grown up, and, well, there's a cool way to get carrots in this mod pack, and that's with the hoe. You can right-click the crops, and it will gather a area. Don't know exactly what the size is, but I have a bunch of carrots, and this is not to get emeralds. This is only so that we can get access to higher trades. I've got the farmer, actually, he should be still, forgot to lock in the trade. Yeah, carrots and potatoes. So we're just gonna level him up, and that's kind of the plan for now. Now the other guy, I had the lectern, and then I remembered I didn't want the lectern. So what we're gonna be doing instead of a lectern is we need to get a little bit of flint. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a fletching table, because that makes a lot more sense. We need arrows. Now we could go for a librarian, try to get a infinity bow, but meh. That doesn't really help us much. But as soon as you realize there's a fletching table right there, please, Mr. Villager. Stop looking at each other. I can actually remove these. And that should be fine. Okay. So, farmer, pumpkins and pumpkin pies. We're just going to buy the pumpkin pies because that'll level them up and we have infinite emeralds. And we can feed that to the one thing. What is it called? Our flower over there, the Gorgamillis. There we go. I was like, I knew what it was called, but I couldn't remember. Anyways, what we're using the farmer for is to get cake. For two reasons. One, to go to the end, and two, eventually we were going to make a cake emerge plant, and, well, it would be nice to have access. So, why aren't you using the fletching table? Alright, we're just going to lock you in. And it's right here. Alright, anyways. The next trade, we can do pumpkins or we can get a bunch of cookies. I think I do have some melons. I do have some melons, so let's see how much experience we get. So that gives a lot more experience. And the next trade should include cake. Now, please. So we have suspicious stew and... Oh, no. 2 suspicious stews. That is unfortunate. So we can get these, but that's not going to give us cake. We still need eggs for cake. That is disappointing. Alright, so I guess what I'm going to have to do is... We could try with the other guy, but then we don't have access to arrows. But he's really being difficult with us. What is your problem? Why aren't you wanting to... Oh, you wanted to be a beekeeper. Oh, well, we can't have that. Okay. Get back in there. Get back in there, please. Put that over there, and then you're going to walk away from that corner. And maybe I can just nudge you in there and trap you in. And now will you become a Fletcher? There's a fletching table right in front of you. No? Well, if I break it and put it back? Okay. So, what we're going to have to do, I am going to need to either get more villagers through breeding these two guys up, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. And hopefully I can get a better trade. I need to get the cake trade. So, I will tell you guys what. So, if you don't know how villager breeders work, it's pretty easy. You just give them food, bread or carrots or potatoes or whatever, and you then use that to get the hearts over their heads, and as long as there's a bunch of beds, they'll be fine. So I am going to need to get more beds. Is there an easy way to get beds? Yeah, trading with a shepherd. And I don't even know what a shepherd's like space is. Fletching. There is Fletchers, right? Yeah. So I'm going to look into some things and see if I can't get some more villagers. See if I can figure out why this guy really doesn't want to be a Fletcher. You know, maybe he just doesn't want it over there. Maybe if I put it over here, he'll go over there eventually. No? Okay. So I'm going to get into some villager breeding, and you know, maybe he'll be a shepherd and I can buy beds. What is the Level 3 shepherd. The problem with the shepherd and the problem with getting beds is wool. I don't have good access to wool. So that might not be a bad idea. And that would also give us more string. So I'm going to do some research. I'm going to mess around with these guys for a little bit. And hopefully I'll come back and I'll have a farmer that has a cake trade. And everything will be great. But most likely, I'm not. So this guy's going to level up one more last time. And he should give us golden carrots, right? As soon as... There he goes. I don't know why the UI is bugging out. But yeah, we can get golden carrots from him at least, which is a really good food source. And also something great to feed our Gorgomelis. So, yeah, I'm gonna work with the villagers for a little bit, and hopefully we'll get cake and arrows and all that kind of fun stuff. So I'll be back probably after a long time. So I've never really worked with villagers before, and let me just say, it's an absolute pain. The only time I've ever worked with villagers is with mods, and one of the mods in particular I've used is called Easy Villagers, I do believe, and it makes villagers easy. Well, these guys are awful. So our base is now populated by cats, and there are cats everywhere. Is there a cat in there with the... There is a cat in there with the bee. Okay. Anyways, there's cats everywhere, there's iron golems everywhere, and there's a ton of villagers. And I had a lot of trouble getting one that sold cake. Finally got that going. So, you might notice in my hand there are these monster balls. So, if I grab him, things are going to be bad. But let's see. Let's go grab a cat. Or, you know what? We can grab this iron golem. So we just throw the monster ball at him. And it's like a Pokeball. It allows us to pick up mobs and move them around, which was really, really useful because there's a lot of villagers and a lot of them didn't have anything good. I've placed them somewhere and I don't even remember where. There's just so many things everywhere. There's a bunch of stuff in here. And yeah, so basically, yeah, there's a bunch of monster capsules in there full of villagers, and it's just awful. I'm probably going to capture all of these guys. Don't really care about their trades or anything. The shepherd was nice to have just to get some wool. I've used the wool to get string, and yeah, it's awful. But that guy right there gives us what we need, which is cakes. And I believe I have some chests in here. Yeah, we're just gonna dump a chest somewhere and start working on getting to the end. So that's the actual, you know, thing we want to do today type of thing. But how do we make these monster balls? Well, the recipe is coral, snowballs, cyan dye, and iron. So the coral was the tricky part, but luckily it's not too bad. And I have a bunch set up right here. Been going on for a while, getting coral. And how do we get coral? Well, it's a two-step process. One, flood all of your sieves. Sieves. And then you can sift sand and get coral seeds. And with those coral seeds, you can come over here to a barrel that has sand underneath it, put in some water, get a lag spike for some reason, and the water in there will eventually turn into seawater, and with that you can use one of these seeds to make coral. Really kind of cool, pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and yeah, that was that adventure. What else did I do? Let's see. I had a ton of food, but yeah, this is the seawater. You can get coral pretty easily. Pretty neat. I did go ahead and upgrade our enchanting setup because I have 43 levels, and it just so happens that this bow will get infinity. So we're gonna enchant it with infinity, That's all it has. Okay, that's okay. Baby steps. That is probably an apothecary, or whatever the mod is called, achievement. So let's get a couple more bows. And what we're going to try to do is get some good enchants, and then we can always combine them. Oh, that was the other thing. What did I need that for? Oh, so to make all of these hopper botany pots, I had to make a clay farm, and that's setting over here. So pretty easy. You can Starlight transform with the crystal lenses sand into clay, and then if I have it set up like this, I can just vein mine that. The sand falls and gets transformed. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't take too long. Let's see. I've put some more cocoons of caprice. Got more cows. That's pretty much all I've gotten. But we have a good bit of cows, which is nice, I guess. There's not much to do with them right now. But let's go ahead and make a couple more bows and see if we can't get anything super good. I'm not really worried about having a sword or anything like that. We're fighting the dragon. The dragon is a bow fight, let's be honest. I have a ton of things. You know, I do wonder. We do need arrows in our inventory. That mod is not available, so that will give us infinite arrows at the very least, so we don't have to worry about that. Punch 1, multi-shot. You know what, let's go for multi-shot, why not? And power 3, we'll go with power 3. Okay, that'll be good enough. We will have a power 3. What does this multi-shot do? I'm going to take a wild guess and say that it shoots multiple. Potentially. That was strange. Don't think we're going to use that. Let's just put the multi-shot in there. We can combine the infinity, power 3. Let's hold off 1 second before we do that. Do I have any of those books lying about? That is the enchantment stuff. No, there are the books. Let's just see. Book. There was enchantable books, quest books. I know what it's from, so let's go Apotheosis. There we go. That's what it's called. So you have these books, tomes of chest plates. Is there tome of the archers? So 3 books, 2 sticks, and a blaze rod. Now that used to be really difficult to do. Not anymore. So 3 books. I'm going to need a blaze rod and some sticks. But more importantly, we need paper. So all this should be pretty straightforward to get. And I just want to see if we can't get some good enchants. So 3 books. And what can we get? So let's get the tome of the archers. And we get 3 of them, which is kind of nice. Let's put power 2 bow away in there. And in the very near future, we're going to be setting up a very good system to have everything. So what do we have? Quick shot, unbreaking, power 2. Let's go with unbreaking multi-shot. Okay. Unbreaking 3, power 3. Let's go with power 3. Unbreaking 3. Power 4. Magnet. And I don't know what magnet does, but that is what I want to see. So infinity with unbreaking 3, power 4. That is a good bow. Okay. So this is what we're going to use in the end. We are back down to 9 levels, but trading with villagers is actually a really lucrative way to get more levels. We have our singular arrow. We don't need those. You can put all that stuff away. And so now we need to make the end cake. And that was not too difficult. Now that is a quest. So let's take a look at that. That should be dimensions. Yeah, so the end cake. And then we need to go to the end. The question is where to put this. And I think we're going to put it right here. Now, if we need to make another one of those, it's not that bad. It could be a lot worse. But we have armor. We need blocks on the bar. I would like to have some water. I'd like to have some more blocks. Good to have a little bit extra blocks. We have good armor. You know what? I'm going to start taking these, the water away. So you have to shift click with the water bucket, just for the record. But I do believe that we've got kelp and sea pickle seeds, and that's all you can get from these, so not super important. The kelp seeds and sea pickle eggs, I think that was it. So all that is in there, so we should be good. We have food, we have, I'm trying to just think, we have flight, which is important because we're going to use that. But I guess let's just go to the end. What's the worst that could happen? Let's go ahead and sleep. Make sure our whatchamacallit is saved, our spawn point. And wish us luck, Mr. Villager. Empty hand. Okay, let's put the jetpack on. And V, we're going to immediately come up here and blow up all of these. So we do have 22 million power in our, oh come on, in our jetpack. So we should be okay for a little bit. We just gotta watch the dragon attacks. And final one. So I didn't bring any bottles to grab any dragon's breath, but we do get that from the ender honeycombs. And there's some other things that we can get here in the inn, but for the most part, doesn't really matter much. We're gonna grab some items, obviously, but our main goal is to kill the dragon and then go find some inn cities, and more than anything, just grab the Elytras. I don't really care about the shulkers at this point, just because we can come back. So the inn cake, I do believe, if it's works the way I think it does, what's going to happen is we can use it multiple times, but then if it runs out, all we'll have to do is refill it with some whatchamacallits, Eyes of Ender. So there we go. Let's stand here, grab some experience. The egg is there, and the dragon has been defeated. So typically, we would don't think we need that anytime soon. Typically, we would use one of these portals, but we have a jetpack. What's this? Dimensional shards. Yeah. Couldn't remember what mods were in this. So unfortunately, it looks like most of the experience went through. Oh, nope, that was 50 levels. Okay, so let's just go off in one direction. And We should see some islands soon. Otherwise, we could just fly through the whatchamacallit, the gateway. And here are some small end islands. Things are loading in. Now, there are going to be some really cool structures, and this is caused by quark. There's also chorus fruit, which we might as well grab a little bit. Grab some of the flowers. And just break one of these. So yeah, these structures of obsidian pillars are really cool. Quark puts them in, I do believe. One of the mod packs that I play on my own, which maybe at some point I will play on like a stream or something. If I ever get back into that, which would be cool. But basically that mod pack has the quark structures in it. Quark is in the mod pack, so that is all there. All this chorus twists are also added by quark. And how much wood do I have? I do not have that much wood. There's a couple things we can do with wood to help out, but more structures and an end city. Alright, cool. So we kind of found it. And let's just turn our engine off for a second. But our first Elytra. And anything good in here? Yes. Everything is good. Just take all this stuff. And the cool thing is there is some instant health potions, which are always nice. Real quick, let's pop down here, and I want to see, is the dragon head useful for anything? Draconic end shelves. Okay. So it might not be a bad idea to grab it. We don't have any sort of magnet, though, which is a bit of a pain. And we are over, you know, the void. But we can fly, so not that big of a deal. Okay, this is not fun to mine like so. So let's turn that off. Grab the dragon head. And nope. Alright, we are going to get a shulker box, though. And any other treasures we can find. Some Enderman. Alright, so that was one. We do need to watch our... Okay, so that's two. We do need to watch our jetpack a little bit. But what we can do is we can go ahead and make a crafting table. And I'll need a chest. Which we have to. Of course we do. We picked them up. And we can make a shulker box. Which I love these things. But it's going to be great to store all of this stuff in here while we're exploring. So, yeah. So now what I get to do is go find 3 more and hopefully not run out of power. But that shouldn't be too bad. And then we get to escape. That is the fun part because we didn't actually take a portal to get out here. So we either need to find one or we need to fly all the way back. Now, if we have to fly all the way back, that's not a big deal. But we do have limited, charge in our jetpack. And I don't have anything else to get us back. So it could be pretty awful. Luckily, there's plenty of blocks here to mine if need be. We can make it work. but I'd rather not run out of power. That would be bad. So I am going to look around for the rest of the elytras we need, and I think we're pretty close to being able to make the angel ring. And so I think we might go ahead and do that today. So I will be back once again. Ooh, this is cool. This is myelite, and it's a really cool looking block. But yeah, I will be back once I have hopefully found all of the elytras we need, and we can head home. So be back once that's happened. And that is the 4th elytra, so it wasn't too terrible. I have explored quite a bit of the end, and whether or not I can make it back to the beginning, I don't know. But there is a portal that I discovered not too far away, and we're going to go use that. And in order to use that, we need just one simple thing, a trapdoor. So we still have 5 million RF in our jetpack. But we are running low on episode time, so I don't know that we're going to be making the angel ring today. We're probably going to do that at the beginning of next episode because it is such a good thing to have. But hopefully we can make it over here to the gateway, is what they're called, the end gateways. And if the terrain wants to load back in at any point, I hope I'm not, like, really lagging. Okay, there we go. So we're at least here. And there was an entity. This one was really big. Really kind of cool looking. And it had a gateway right next to it, which would have been awesome if it was the last one we would have found. But if you don't know the trick to getting through these, you can use an ender pearl. That is kind of the, like, intended way. But you can also get into crawling mode. I don't really care. And just walk through it. And it sends you back to spawn, which we should probably have a nice little bridge, staircase up to the actual island. In case we ever want to come back here to the end, we might need to at some point. I don't actually know. But we have a ton of loot, and more importantly, we need to head home. So end adventures completed. I don't know if we'll need the dragon egg for anything. If we do, we know where it's at. It's always a pain. I always struggle to collect that thing, but we'll jump through, skip the credits, and here we are. Cool. So, yeah, I have 2 shulker boxes full of things. And first thing we should probably do is consolidate everything that we can. And then grab all of the elytras. So, oh hey, here is the stuff that fell through. As you can see, the end cake actually has a piece missing. That's because, well, there is the possibility to get to refill that. I believe you just use the Eyes of Ender, and it works just fine. But we don't need this thing anymore. Can we make the diamond ring just like that? We can. And then that goes in the center. So we no longer have flight, but we have 4 elytras. And then it's just going to be a matter of getting all of this stuff together. 2 feathers. We still don't have chickens. Okay, so I am going to work between episodes. Yeah, we still need to get chickens. There was another reason why we needed chickens, wasn't there? That's fine, that's fine. We can make more cocoons. I can get a lot more, what's it called? The string. String is a lot easier to get now. So I'm going to get hopefully a couple of chickens. And is there anything on here that we probably... I'll go ahead and get this stuff prepared. But the next episode, we are going to start off by crafting up the angel ring. Let's look at some of our loot, by the way. We got some diamonds, some gold, iron. Don't really care too much about that. I did get 2 ender chests, which is kind of nice. We have unbreaking teleportation, miner's fervor, fire protection, mending is nice, but these are all pretty gloom. I have no idea what that does. All pretty mediocre. Iron armor, fire aspect, sharpness 4. That is not a bad sword. Efficiency 3, fortune 2. That's a pretty good. Fortune 2, efficiency 3. Doesn't have the magnet, but that's a pretty good shovel. Feather falling on the leggings. Step height. Does this do what I think it does? It does. So basically, step height allows you to not have to jump on one block height, inclines. And blast protection, that's not too bad. So we have a lot of stuff. Beheading 3, Bane of Villagers, that's kind of nice. Nothing too amazing. Efficiency 5, mending. It's an iron pickaxe, but still pretty good. Protection 4, leggings, that's nice. Occult aversion, I don't know what that is. Teleportation, mending. That gloom again. Okay, so some of this stuff, what we can do is we can always upgrade the diamond stuff to netherite. And combine it with other netherite gear. We should probably be able to make it into witherite. That wouldn't be too much of a problem. And upgrade it. But... not that important. So, here is what the plan is going to be. I am going to end the episode off here. Next time, we're going to make the angel ring. So, I'm going to get some chickens. That is crucial. And otherwise, next episode, what I think I want to start doing is with the angel ring, we're going to start doing a little bit of work underneath the base to wire things so that we can bring everything to a central location, and then we're gonna start using the crafting grid and refined storage to basically set up a base here, and that's gonna be the plan. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.